Hey guys, Ethanu here, and today I took the pleasure of considering doing a top 10. Now, as you know, I'm going to be off YouTube after 200 episodes, so I'm actually going to make this a very short top 10 since I don't have any memory. But I just want to say that I thank you for all your support, even though I only have 10 subscribers. And go subscribe to Rian and Dan if you haven't already. So, a little while ago, I did a top 10 Disney movies that I like, but everyone else seems to hate, and that contained some very forgettable Disney movies. But today, I'm going to be doing the top 10 Disney video games, the top 10 best Disney video games that are based on movies. And I actually thought about it, and I won't be mumbling like I did on the previous videos. So let's just dive into it, guys. Starting with number 10, Monsters Incorporated. You know, Monsters Incorporated, the 2001 game. What? You don't remember? You know, the video game that came out from Disney Interactive. It's okay. Nobody knows this game exists, but just want to clarify things. The reason this is so high on the list is because it didn't really excite me like all the other games on this list. It was fun to play, but it was just good. Don't want to hurt Disney Interactive or Disney in general. So, Monsters Incorporated, it had very decent animation. Of course, it wasn't the best animation for a Pixar game or a video game in general, but let's be honest, this was back in 2001 where animation wasn't really a big deal at the time. They just had to work with what they had, and this is what they had. And I gotta say, all 6 levels, yeah, there's literally like 6 levels. I know, video games usually have like 15 or 20. So, let's just cut down to it. So, funny thing about this game, the most entertaining part about it is when Sully usually got electrocuted or fell down, and it was just really funny to see him fall down. It's actually a game where where it was kind of funny to see the main character die, but don't want to sound too cruel. I do recommend the game. It was mostly overshadowed by the other game made for Monsters Incorporated, Scare Island, which was it looks like a good game, but I think I'd just stick with the original. So, there's not really anything to say about it. Also, the Totbot Scare Fair minigame was a lot of fun to play, and I always laughed whenever Sully said, "Ooh, ow!" It was funny, and it was enjoyable, so I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Number 9, Toy Story 3. And I'm talking about the Wii version. I know you're thinking, what's such a great game doing so high on the list? Well, to be honest, the animation was kind of at its worst. I love Toy Story 3, the movie, and the Xbox 360 game for Toy Story 3 looks way better with way more activities, and you get a lot more stuff and a lot more adventure than the Wii version. Is it a bad game? No. In fact, I really like it. It's one of those games where you don't really play a lot. Like, you know how some of the characters in video games usually move different ways when they are in a situation? They usually, they actually act like they're in a situation. You know, in this game, they're just like cardboard cutouts that were supposed to be capitalizing Buzz and Woody and Jessie and all the other Toy Story toys. But this game is pretty interesting, and it doesn't really have the heart of the movie. I think that they could have done a way better job executing the story of the game, but for what they did, it's pretty interesting, pretty fun. So that's why it's high on the list, guys. Number 8, Cars. Now, first of all, what I want to say about Cars is I like it, and I always thought it was one of the best Pixar movies people will disagree with me on it. They say it's Pixar's weakest film. No, not really. It's not as weak as Brave. I don't want to hurt Pixar's feelings or anything, especially not John Lasseter. So, what do I like about Cars, the video game? Well, the animation is... Well, let's just skip the animation this time. So, the settings... when you pause the game, it looks really cool, and it's got a whole lot of activities on it. I mean, it's a game menu. What does a game menu have to do with the game itself? But it's a really funny, kind of like the movie where Lightning McQueen fell into the cactus. It's kind of, there's a scene where he goes tractor tipping. It's kind of like the V-Smile game. It's a fun game, and it's didn't play the whole thing, but what I did play of it, I loved it. I haven't played the second game yet, and it looks way better than the original, way better. So I'll check it out sometime. Number 7, Finding Nemo. So, Finding Nemo is considered to be one of Pixar's greatest films, and who could blame them? It's got an emotional plot. And I mean, it's about a father who goes through the entire ocean searching for his son, and it's just emotional. He feels like an actual father, like who would really go after his son to save him, and it really shows that he cares about him. So I actually loved this movie, and I love the game. The animation is pretty cool for what it is. It looks cool, and it fits the era in which the movie came out. Now, as you know, video games based on movies don't intend to do the same plot line or the characteristics which happen in the movie, like Madagascar 3 or Treasure Planet. We'll get to Treasure Planet later. Spoiler alert. So what I do think about Finding Nemo, I didn't really get the chance to play the whole game, but what I did play of it, I enjoyed it, and I loved the animation on the coral and all that, and the fish. The fish looked awesome. So did all the anemones. So that's one of the best things that the game offered us, was animation. So that's why the reason I'm hurrying is because I don't have a lot of memory, or space, I should say. Number 6, WALL-E. WALL-E is one of the latest games that I played on PS2. One of the latest Pixar games, that is, and it's very enjoyable. It kind of reminds me of Ratatouille, because they both have similar game menus, they both have similar settings, and they both have similar animation. The animation is what really makes them similar. Not the plots at all. No, not the plots. The plots are totally different. And, like I said, not like it was in the movie. Like, Eve was mad at Wally when he broke the glass door. She didn't kiss him. Like, what I mean by kiss, like putting their heads together. No, they didn't. In fact, she got pissed at him, but she was already pissed. So that's not really saying much. Well, wait, she didn't break the glass door. She broke the thing that was keeping all the robots captive in that force field. So that's all I have to say about WALL-E. Number 5, Ratatouille. You guys probably knew that I was going to say Ratatouille next. So, I've already said what I need to say about the animation, but I will say the voice acting is incredible. I mean, voice acting is a big, important thing when it comes to movies and video games. Like, what I forgot to mention about Monsters Incorporated is the animation. It was like that in 2001. And an example comparison is Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. The animation wasn't at its best, but it was a good game for most people. I haven't played it yet, so no offense to Sony or anything. Ratatouille follows Remy as he... Well, you probably know Ratatouille by now. Remy wants to learn how to cook in a kitchen, and he loves making human food. He loves watching people cook. He wants to learn. He wants to be a chef, and later in the movie we see that he accomplishes it. So what I love about this game is multiple missions. Let me explain. In the movie, there wasn't very many missions for Remy because, like I said, the movie isn't the same as the video game. In this one, there's a ton of fun missions, and it is really easy to get sucked into it. I could not draw myself away from it. So, that's all I'm going to say about Ratatouille. Number 4, Chicken Little. Now, I mentioned Chicken Little, but the movie on the top 10 Disney movies that I like but everyone else seems to hate. So, the animation, once again, is great. Now, I will say this, the game does follow some things that the movie does, like when the fish flies up into the spaceship and they have to fight off all the aliens to defend Okie Oaks. What I love about this game is they both follow the movie and they take away from it. It's like a deleted scene where they enter the spaceship. I always wondered how they did that, and it was amazing.